66 million years ago, Earth was full of life. Dinosaurs were everywhere. They had ruled the planet for over 160 million years. From giant plant eaters to deadly hunters, they walked across forests, deserts, and coastlines without fear. But something was about to happen. Something no creature could survive. A giant rock from space was racing toward Earth, and within minutes, everything would change. This is the story of how the age of dinosaurs ended in just one terrible day. Earth before the impact. Back then, the world looked very different. The supercontinent Pangaea had already broken into pieces. South and North America were split. Africa, Australia, and Greenland had their current shape. Europe and Asia were still forming. Large mountains like the Andes and the ranges in Siberia were rising slowly. The climate was cooler than before. Ice was starting to form at the pole. In some places, temperatures dropped to minus 10 degrees Celsius. In Alaska, it went as low as minus 45. But overall, the planet was still warmer than today. Forests filled with ginkgo, conifers, and flowering plants covered much of the land. These new plants helped shape the future. With flowers came butterflies and bees, which spread pollen and helped the plants grow. These changes also fed small animals and birds. Mammals were growing in number too. Most were small, like rodents. In Argentina, scientists found the skull of a small creature called the saber-toothed squirrel. In Madagascar, they found a larger herbivore with bony crests and a strong sense of smell. The biggest of them all looked like a short, fat dog and weighed over 12 kilograms. Some even hunted baby dinosaurs. But no matter how clever or quick they were, mammals were still living in the shadows of dinosaurs. The dinosaurs that ruled the Earth. Dinosaurs were the true rulers of the planet. Some were tiny, like the Ogdonaves, which may have been no bigger than a hummingbird. Others were massive, like the Alamosaurus. This long-necked plant eater stood 29 meters tall and weighed 38 tons. It needed to eat up to a ton of leaves every day, which is why it wandered from forest to forest. In present-day Mongolia and China, a powerful predator called the Tarbosaurus was hunted. It stood on two strong legs, had tiny arms, and a mouth full of sharp teeth. With its excellent sense of smell and vision, it was built for hunting. No prey was safe when the Tarbosaurus was on the move. Far away in North America, a thick-skulled dinosaur called Pachycephalosaurus was foraging near the sea. It had a round, bony head and short spikes on its nose. It mostly ate plants and seeds, but sometimes hunted small animals. On this day, it was searching for food near the ocean, unaware that everything around it would soon be gone. 2 hours before disaster. In another part of North America, a mother Ankylosaurus was leading her 4 babies into the forest. She was a heavy, armored dinosaur, about the size of a rhinoceros. Her back was covered with thick bone plates, and her tail ended in a huge club. But even with this scary appearance, she was a peaceful plant eater. She only used her tail to defend herself and protect her young one. That day, she was looking for soft plants and leaves near the base of the Rocky Mountain. At the same time, far away, trouble was already brewing. In a dry area, a Carnotaurus accidentally wandered into the hunting ground of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. That was a big mistake. Even though the Carnotaurus could run faster, the T-Rex had already smelled its scent. The T-Rex had a super strong nose, even better than modern birds. It also had sharp eyes that worked like a hawk's. When the T-Rex saw the intruder, it attacked without warning. The two giant dinosaurs clashed, but it wasn't really a fair fight. The T-Rex was much heavier and stronger. It crushed the Carnotaurus with its massive jaws and sharp teeth. Soon, the king of dinosaurs was feasting on its fresh meal, not knowing what was coming from above. 10 minutes to impact. While the T-Rex enjoyed lunch, a 10-kilometer wide asteroid entered Earth's atmosphere. It was traveling at 20 kilometers per second, faster than anything the dinosaurs had ever seen. As it flew through the sky, it heated up and glowed brighter than the sun. The light was so strong it blinded animals on the ground, even if they closed their eyes. The air around the asteroid got hotter and hotter. Trees started burning, grass caught fire, and then the asteroid disappeared over the horizon, headed straight for what is now the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. Within seconds, the bright sky turned even brighter. Then came the sound, or more like a giant explosion that shook the whole Earth. The asteroid hit with the force of 10 billion atomic bombs. It created a crater 180 kilometers wide, sending rocks, dust, and metal flying into the air. The first death. The Alamosaurus herd, which was grazing near the impact zone, was wiped out instantly. The heat was so intense it turned bones to ash. Fires spread in all directions, and nothing nearby survived. Even the Ankylosaurus family, which was far away in the forest, didn't escape. Fires started everywhere as the sky rained down glass-like rock. These tiny hot stones fell from space like bullets, killing animals even hundreds of kilometers away. The baby Ankylosaurs didn't have a chance. Their forest turned into a blazing trap in seconds. Meanwhile, the T-Rex, still focused on its meal, finally looked up. It saw the sky glowing and felt the heat on its skin. It roared, confused and scared, but it was already too late. The shockwave from the impact reached it, lifting its giant body into the air like a toy. Then came the second wave, stronger than anything. The T-Rex was crushed, gone in seconds. The deadly rain begins. The asteroid didn't just create a huge explosion. It also threw 15 trillion tons of rock into the sky. Some of that rock flew into space, but most of it came crashing back down. Huge pieces of stone, some the size of houses, started falling all over the planet. And with it came glass rain. Tiny, sharp, hot rocks rained down from the sky like burning hail. It covered forests, mountains, oceans, and everything in between. This strange rain killed animals even far from the explosion. Fires broke out across the globe. The skies turned dark. The air became deadly. But one dinosaur still survived, for now. The final wave. The Pachycephalosaurus, who was near the ocean earlier, hadn't been hit by fire or falling rock. But something even more dangerous was on the way. The asteroid's impact caused a wave unlike anything Earth had seen. A 100-meter-high tsunami. That's 10 times taller than the waves that hit Japan in 2011. This wave moved deep into the land, flooding areas that are now part of the United States. It reached far, even up to North Dakota. The wave grabbed the Pachycephalosaurus, pulled it into the sea, and buried it forever beneath the ocean. Back in Mongolia, a Tarbosaurus was searching for food. It was old, tired, and unaware that the disaster was heading its way fast. The impact caused earthquakes stronger than anything in human history. Volcanoes erupted all over the planet. The sky filled with ash, dust, and poison gas. The Tarbosaurus ran for cover and found a cave. A few animals hid there too, lucky to escape the heat outside, but they wouldn't be safe for long. The impact winter began. After the fires, rain, and waves came something even worse, an impact winter. The sky was covered in smoke and ash. Sunlight couldn't get through. The earth turned dark and cold. Temperatures dropped by 28 degrees Celsius. Plants stopped growing. Water turned poisonous from acid rain. The animals that had survived now faced a world with no food, no light, and no warmth. Even the strong Tarbosaurus couldn't survive much longer. It left the cave looking for food but found only empty land and dead forest. There was nothing left to eat. One by one, even the last dinosaurs began to die. The age of dinosaurs was over, a new beginning. But not everything died. Some mammals, like small rodents and tree dwellers, managed to survive. They were small, ate less, and could hide easily. Many had stayed in underground burrows or up in trees. When the smoke finally cleared, they came out into a brand new world. The planet began to heal. After many years, sunlight returned. Plants started growing again. First came ferns and grasses, then trees and flowers. Nature was making a comeback. These small mammals started to grow, learn, and adapt. Over millions of years, they evolved into new forms. Some walked on two legs, some used tools. And one day, one special kind of mammal stood up, looked around, and became the ruler of Earth. That creature was us, humans. Dinosaurs ruled Earth for 160 million years. Humans have only been here for a short time compared to that. The sky fell once before, ending the reign of the strongest animals on Earth. Will it happen again? Only time will tell. If you enjoyed this journey back in time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another story from Earth's deep past. We've got more powerful, mysterious, and mind-blowing episodes coming soon. From lost worlds to ancient creatures, the planet still has many secrets to reveal. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video.